Hey, you guys, and thanks for tuning in. Today I'm going to answer a question. The question was, did I make friends, really close friends while in prison? So, yes, I did. Yes, I did make friends. I used to pray to God to send someone, a friend, someone that I could communicate and talk to while I was there. So, I met a young lady. Her name is Tamika, and we became really close friends. Tamika spent a lot of time with me. It was just me and her. She was educated, she was smart. She wasn't a Christian lady. She was younger than myself. She used so much profanity. I used to say to her all the time, Tamika, stop cursing. But anyway, she was just a really wonderful person. I still think she is a really wonderful person. Somebody that I could talk to and really kind of relate to. Tamika didn't have support. She didn't have family that would send her money. She didn't have anyone to call or read letters that would come in the mail. She didn't have any kind of support. Nobody. She didn't have friends or sisters or anybody. So I felt sorry for Tamika. I loved her. I really did. I do till today. So I would when I went shopping every month, I would make sure that I purchased food for Tamika also, because she didn't have anything. I would purchase so much food that I didn't have enough room in my locker. We have these lockers, and in the lockers you have to put your clothes, your hygienes, and your food. So in my locker, I didn't have enough room for my food. I didn't eat in the kitchen. I refused to eat in the kitchen. I would cook all the time. So Tamika would take half of my food and put it in her locker. And we did this for several months. I trusted Tamika. When I ran out of food, Tamika would just bring the rest of the food until one day Tamika said, oh my God. Well, first of all, Tamika told me that she could trust her bunkie. You guys remember, a bunkie is a person that you live with. Tamika told me that she could trust her bunkie. Tamika didn't have a locker on her lock. But it didn't matter because she had a bunkie, that she could trust her bunkie, and I didn't have to worry about anything. And that happened. That went on for like a couple of months. We didn't have any problems. One month, Tamika said, somebody stole all my food out of my locker. Her food. It was my food. So I didn't believe Tamika. It just didn't sound right. It just didn't sound right. So I told her, well, you know what? You're going to have to replace it. And I said that because she had just got a job. Yeah, jobs. We all have jobs. You can work and make money. So she had finally got a job. She was making money. And, I kind of said this just to see if the feelings that I was having was correct, which was, she didn't, my food wasn't stolen. I just didn't believe that. So I said this. I said, well, you're going to have to replace it. You're going to get paid, and when you go shopping, you're going to have to replace it, which would have been all of her money. But I just said that. I kind of wanted to see where she would go with it, right? So she said, okay. So when a week went by, when it came time for her to get paid and go shopping, she sent a letter. She had somebody bring a letter over to my housing where I was living, and the letter said, I'm not replacing your food. It's not my fault. It's your fault. You allowed it to stay in my locker. Somebody broke in my locker. I just couldn't believe the things that she was saying. She wasn't woman enough. She wasn't a friend to come to me and say, hey, help me out. I can't replace this. maybe we could work something out. She didn't come to me. She wrote a letter, and the letter was mean. The letter was like we weren't even friends. Kind of confirmed to me that that food wasn't stolen. And not just that, I had another friend who spoke with her bunkie and said, hey, what happened? I heard somebody went into your bunkie's locker and stole all her food. And so her bunkie said, what? Did nobody steal her food? She hasn't said anything about that. No, I haven't heard anything about that. Nobody stole her food. So at that point, you know, I kind of just left it alone. I was really disappointed in her. She never came back around. We were done. Our friendship was over because whatever happened, somebody did steal the food, and she didn't want to replace the food. She treated me like I wasn't a friend. After almost a year of taking care of her, she wasn't woman enough to come to me and talk to me and let me know that she didn't want to replace my food. She wrote a letter, and the letter was mean. So Tamika was the closest person that I came in contact with, and see what happened. So me and Tamika, we never spoke again. I did meet other women along the way that I became friends with. Women that I am waiting to be released, that I know that we will continue our friendship. You do meet people that you can trust and become friends with later on in life. And then there are those who you can be fooled and you can be tricked, that will try to play you and make you think that they're your friend, and then you find out later on that they were into it for a reason. So can you really make friends? Okay, so thanks for the questions. Please continue to watch, and until the next video, peace.